All right, hello everybody. This is a little video. I get requested these videos all the time to talk about the transits, and so I've started to do these at the beginning of every month. And I hope you like them. If you like this kind of content, please hit like, subscribe, and share it with anybody who you think might benefit from the content. So thank you for being here. I want to talk about July 2022 by starting off by talking about June 2022, which we're in right now. And when I'm doing this video, we are at this time, right at the end of June. So what's happening is there is a pretty strong energy in the run up to the beginning of July, which is why I wanted to talk about this. And the first thing I want to talk about is the new moon in Cancer is happening on June 28th as I'm speaking right now, and Neptune is going into retrograde in Pisces. So that's a lot of watery energy. We'll first talk about the new moon in Cancer. New moons are all about manifesting and putting it out there to the universe, what your heart desires. Cancer, right? Cancer is very nurturing energy. It is heart-centered energy. And this is really about putting it out there, asking the universe to create something for you to be the creative source of your happiness and joy, thinking it through your heart chakra. That's what you're doing with this new moon in Cancer energy. And at the same time, Neptune is going retrograde in Pisces. Now, that's a lot of water. If you're a water sign, or you have a lot of water in your chart, right? Your primary planets, sun, moon, rising, Venus, right? Mercury. Though if you have a lot of water in those planets, you could feel this extra, okay? And it really could swamp you. If you're an air sign or have a lot of air, have a lot of fire in your chart, you can feel a little bit unmoored, all right? You can feel in terms of your feelings, you can feel like, wow, why did I have this big outsized reaction to something? Why do I feel so strongly about this? What's going on here? The Neptune in retrograde brings our feelings to the surface. Okay, so we're going to have a bit of that for understanding, for deep feeling, for compassion for others. And as you manifest, you have this opportunity right now with the new moon in Cancer to manifest what your heart's desires. That's a perfect energy to do that in. So this is very supportive energies of that kind of experience of wishing and dreaming. I mean, that's a big part of manifesting, isn't it? Wishing and dreaming. So that's the first thing I want to point out to you. And that's now we're here we are at July 1st, and Mars in Aries is square Pluto in Capricorn. And Pluto is in retrograde right now. So July 1st, be mindful. This could be about power struggles. You could feel an intense desire to gain some control over your situation, especially with all the watery kind of shifting that's been going on with those other two pieces that I was just talking about. And if you're not really a water native, you can just feel like, oh my God, I'm awash in all of this. And so try to do a little bit of grounding for yourself as we get through this June 28th to July 1st or 2nd kind of energy. It's super dynamic energy on the 1st of July. It is definitely has a potential for conflicts. You could really run into other people who are spoiling for a fight, road rage, things like this happen June 28th. Mostly July 1st, July 2nd, okay? So try to avoid any kind of ruthlessness, any kind of jealousy or lashing out, any kind of manipulation, passive aggression. You do not want to do this during this time because people's feelings are running super high, and there's this square energy of I need to reassert myself. So just be mindful of this. It's important that you recognize that conflicts could happen here. And so a little bit of advice. Number one, do like a little tree, a tree meditation for yourself, kind of a walking meditation, if you like, right out in nature. Or you could, go out into the backyard and feel the roots going down through your legs and down through your feet. Root yourself like a tree and then reach for the sun. Just get yourself nice and anchored. If you have any kind of people coming up to you and spoiling for a fight kind of thing, any kind of conflict, do yourself a favor. carry your phone with you at all times to go, oh, I got a phone call. I'm waiting for the doctor to call me back. Can you just hold on? Like, give yourself a moment to breathe. Don't go right at it, because this energy could really explode on you. Okay, it could really explode. There could be all kinds of things gushing out of you that might not be really what you want to say. Just give yourself a count to 10. Okay, go into the bathroom, pretend like you got your phone, and just be like, I just got to take a breath here. Okay, so that is July 1st. So that's going on, and that's going to start to wane like July 3rd. July 4th and 5th. Now, this is some beautiful light energy coming in with the Sirius portal. It's a galactic gateway, July 4th and 5th, very creative energy, opportunity to innovate, to do new things. So that watery feelings that you had in the beginning with that new moon in Cancer is waning now. The Neptune retrograde still going on. It'll go on for a while. But you really have a chance to align your soul with your intention. Okay. And if you think about that now, as we're in this new moon in Cancer, you can set your intention based on that heart's desire and really align with soul purpose and what you wanted to create. So when we get to July 4th and 5th, wow, you're really sailing. This is a really beautiful kind of way to go. I do think the overall energy of July is kind of like, you can take the easy road or you can take the hard road. Like, which is it going to be? It's up to you. It's your choice. So feel empowered by that. Even if you feel like other people are coming at you, or there's a tendency to get frustrated and angry and wanting to lash out, just know that if you're aligned with your soul, you get to choose how these energies come out of you or how you experience them. You cannot control other people, but you can control your reaction. And I definitely recommend this, especially in the beginning of July. Okay, when we have that Mars square Pluto retrograde thing. And now the Sirius portal, really a chance to innovate your life. Such a beautiful energy. I love that. July 4th and 5th. July 6th, I'm not going to go through every single aspect. I'm just picking out the ones that I feel are relevant, more important in my opinion, in my intuitive astrologer opinion. This is kind of a weird one, and I want to share this with you because we talk a lot about Mercury in retrograde and like, oh, don't send that memo to your boss. Okay. Like, well-intended advice. Good. Okay. But what happens, Mercury is in Cancer. All right. So that's that, Mercury is about the thinking and the communication. In Cancer, it's like, I'm really going to say how I feel, but Mercury is a little bit wobbly outside of its, normal ellipse, outside of this normal way of moving. It's just kind of wobbles a little bit. And so what can happen in the highest vibration, so if you're in high vibration, you can use a lot of these energies in their higher vibration. If you're in higher vibration and Mercury goes wobbly in Cancer, you might have some flashes of brilliance that are aligned with your heart's desire, aligned with what you want to create in the world. That just make such beautiful symmetry, all right, or alignment. And you might say some off the cuff, maybe inappropriate things like, oh, did I say that? Oh, who said that? Right? Like, just count to 10. You might, with that wobbly thing, it might almost halfway come out of your mouth before you even realize it. So you're going to need to be super mindful at this time, July 6th through the 13th. Super mindful, also super mindful during that Mars square Pluto. So let's just say July needs to be very intentional, okay? Because there's a lot of opportunity here for you to, feel something and then, just go at somebody or do something that you can't take back. So, all right, be mindful. That's the next thing. That's the thing I want to say most about this month. Next, we have the full moon in Capricorn, and that is happening July 14th. Now, it is also squaring Chiron in Aries. Okay, a full moon is always in opposition to the sun. So the sun is in Cancer right now, and then we have a full moon in Capricorn. And with all this illuminating energy, and also squaring Chiron, what I want to say about that is, first of all, this feels like work-life balance, right? Capricorn is your career and Cancer is your home. So it's like in opposition with each other. You can have a real struggle going on with those things. But then also, with this square in Chiron, Chiron in Aries, you can really see a lot of your wounds coming up as it relates to work-life balance, as it relates to your home situation, your relationship situation, and your work situation, and how those two things might fight each other. So some of you could be dating someone at work, and this is like kind of a danger Will Robinson time period when you might want to, if you haven't started that relationship yet, you might want to hold off. Or you might want to just be really grounded when you're dealing with this person so things don't go off sideways, okay? Find a new way to manage your life. That's what I think the full moon in Capricorn is giving us a chance to. And also full moons are a chance to release anything. Like I see the 10 of Wands when I think about full moon in Capricorn. It's like, okay, something's become just untenable, overwhelming. This is the time period, July 14th, when you can really release it, and release it in compassion, not as a rah, right? Like anything that you do impulsively this month, you might not be able to take back. All right, so just keep that in mind, all right? Just keep that in mind. So the next two things I want to say, these are not insignificant things, but the two things that are happening, I just talked about Chiron, the full moon in Capricorn squaring Chiron in Aries, July 14th. We have Chiron going retrograde on July 19th, okay? And Chiron is in Aries, has been in Aries for a long time, February 2019, all the way to April 2027. But this particular transit in retrograde, July 19th through December 23rd. So almost the rest of this year. And this is really helping us heal, right? Chiron is, I teach a whole class on this. I'll put a little link here for you if you want to, or it's in the description box actually. When Chiron is in Aries, you have the support of your own strength, courage, and confidence as wounds come up for you, as you're being shown to face these wounds as kind of badges of honor, but rather than seeing them as weak spots, see them as something that is like, you know how military get medals for facing, you know, really difficult situations and acting in a courageous way. That's kind of what Chiron in Aries is. And when it goes retrograde, anything that you haven't healed, and Aries is me, myself, and I, anything you haven't healed about you and your relationship with you and who you are in the world is likely to come up. So when they come up, instead of seeing them as something to be shameful about or something to be embarrassed about or something to like, you know, push down, to get rid of, instead of it, kind of celebrate it as like, I have made that battle, I have done that battle, but if it's coming up again, there's something else to look at. There's something else to work with. So I think you're going to want to do that. This transit will help us heal by bringing up old hurts, letting them surface so we can face them, feelings of shame and powerlessness. No. Okay, we're not going to go there. This is not, Aries doesn't go there. Aries is like, I'm sorry, shame? What? What are you talking about? So use the energy of Aries to be like, yep, that's me. 100% able to face challenges, perfectly imperfect. I am an imperfect being. I've got all these things going on, but you know what? They are making up a more dynamic human being. And so sort of celebrate this stuff. And, you know, lean on your loved ones at this time, lean on friends at this time, you know, because they're going to say, this does remind me of Billy Crystal a little bit in When Harry Met Sally, when she's like, yeah, I'm terrible, I'm awful. And he's like, yeah, but in a good way, right? Like when her boyfriend marries somebody else and she's like, oh, difficult. He's like, nah, but in a sweet way. That is real love. When you're seeing the things about another person and you're like, you're showing them the sort of the silver lining. Now you've got to do that for yourself. It's not just it's not someone else, not coming from out there. Chiron and Aries is you and you handling you. Okay. You will definitely know what this retrograde focus is on. This is not going to be a mystery to you. Anything that is unhealed is going to show up, that needs to be handled in a more decisive, courageous kind of way. So healing work, that is happening. The retrograde is happening the rest of the year. So I'm just going to say to you that healing work is on the agenda for the second half of 2022. Doing any kind of energetic healing, because there's triggers here in this July. I'm going to do one more thing for you about Jupiter going retrograde too. But in July, there's this feeling of lots of things are coming out of nowhere. And you kind of have to be grounded and also aligned with your true nature, understanding that you are imperfect and you have wounds and you have experience and you have personality and you have choices, and just giving yourself a break. We are our hardest, our toughest critics, aren't we? Yeah. Okay. The final thing I want to talk about today is Jupiter is going retrograde July 28th to October 28th, and it stays in retrograde. It was going in Aries, July 28th to October 28th. It's in Aries, and then it passes into Pisces, and it's retrograde in Pisces until November 23rd, and that's when it starts going direct. So Jupiter is all about our connections to things bigger than us, belief systems, our philosophy of life created based on our society, our culture, our friends, our family, our religion, our political affiliation or not political affiliation or no religion, whatever it is. This is about you reclaiming the meaning of life for yourself. What's it all about for you? What do you want to put your energy toward? So the most of the rest of this year is about expansion going inward. It's about my why. Jupiter going in retrograde gives you a chance to reformulate your why. So you could be going along just fine, and then some things, you're learning some things, you're healing some things, you're working with some things, and that why can change. And it frequently does, right? If you're a business owner, you know that there's a core why you do something, and as you grow and learn and add and discover new things, that why can shift and go in a different direction. It's more fluid than that. It's not rigid. Anything that's rigid is going to get blown up. And we talk about that a lot. And especially when we have this Pluto, it's a T-square actually, Pluto square Mars, and then it's in opposition to the new moon. So we actually have this T-square going on, and a T-square is an opposition of new moon and Pluto energy. We have that, and then we have that square to Mars, which I talked about in the beginning. That's pretty volatile stuff, and it cuts right to your heart. The moon is about your true feelings and your true heart. So watch out for lashing out. Watch out for too much emotional reaction. Ground yourself. Be fluid. Go with the flow. Use these energies to your benefit. Take a step back. Review why you're doing what you're doing. That Jupiter going retrograde at the end of the month, July 28th, is really going to help you understand your expression of your daily life, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and really avoid going along to get along. This whole month, you can choose the easy way or the hard way. Now, let me correct myself a little bit. You can choose the path of least resistance, but you do not want to just do something that's out of alignment with who you are and your why. When the why starts to change, then you're going to have to make some adjustments. Okay, so try not to get overwhelmed by all this. This is a lot of information. This is a lot going on in July. Try not to get overwhelmed by it, and try to feel with each of the energies and be like, okay, all right, I feel all this stuff coming up. I'm going to work with it. I'm going to journal. I'm going to do my thing. And, I think one of the best things you can do is to have a meditation practice, have a journaling practice, and really see how these energies, it's not just like video, okay, I'm watching out for Pluto. But when you journal about what you're doing, about these kind of transits, about what's happening in the world, you can see your own growth. So when you have a situation that you go, I'm such a loser. When you have these situations where you're really down on yourself, you can be resilient because you've seen how far you've come. You may not see that just by standing in your body in this 3D world. And when you look back 5 years, you look back at that journal and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I can't believe I did that. Or I can't believe that was my reaction to things. I can't believe I was so unconscious about these things. And that's strength and power. So there you go. That's your July. I'd love to hear your comments below. And you're new here, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button and share this content with anyone you think who would benefit from it. And I am going to point out another video that you might be interested in right here. So take a look and enjoy your day. Enjoy the month.